Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. Suppose you've been trying out alternative Android operating systems on your Pixel phone, but now you want to go back to the stock version. Maybe you want to sell the phone, or maybe you want to experiment with Google's surveillance operating system. No worries, we've got you. This video shows how re-Googling your Pixel is almost as easy as de-Googling it. I say almost because there are a few more steps needed to re-Google a phone than needed in the easy mode installation that de-Googles that phone. Don't worry, it's not hard, and we'll walk you through the details that might be confusing. So we'll start with the preparation. This is really easy. There are just two things you need to prepare for the process: a WebUSB enabled browser and a standards compliant USB cable. You can use the same ones you originally used to install your de-Googled operating system. That was likely Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or Opera. Chrome is the simplest to use on either Windows or Mac OS. If you have those two things and your phone, then you're ready to go. We start by unlocking the phone. This starts exactly like when you installed your Android variant operating system. First, we unlock developer mode. Then we enable OEM unlocking. The additional permission you'll enable for this process is called USB debugging. These are all things that allow the website to talk to the phone and ask it to do things on your behalf. And they are the same things you would need to do if you were using expert mode command line foo to do this same work. Of course, we'll also connect up the phone by USB cable to a computer. Then the work starts by going to flash.android.com, which is the web-based installer provided by Google. We'll follow instructions there. Okay, here we go. Go to Settings, and then About, and find Build Number. You can also just search for Build Number and it will take you there. Tap Build Number 7 times or a bunch, whichever comes first. It should ask for authentication information like your PIN code. It will tell you that developer settings have been enabled or that you're now a developer or some such thing. Again, it depends on which operating system you currently have. Now we need to go to Settings, System, Developer Options. This is where we find the other two settings to change. First, to enable OEM unlocking. You'll have to enter authentication again. Next, we enable USB debugging. Now the phone is ready to be managed by the web-based installer, which will reinstall your Pixel's stock operating system. So now connect your phone to your PC USB port on the back of the case or your laptop. Never use a USB hub of any sort. Make sure your phone and the USB cable are in a place where you won't have to move it around or pick it up a lot. We want to ensure that the cable never gets jiggled. Interrupting the process could force you to start over again. Now, open up Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, or Opera in regular mode, not private browsing mode, and go to the URL flash.android.com. Click Get Started. If you haven't done it before, you'll need to download the Android USB driver. If you need to, go do that and come back. Now click on Already Installed. If your browser is blocking pop-ups, you'll need to unblock those in the upper right portion of your URL bar. That's because you need to allow ADB access to the browser through a pop-up. Now, click Allow ADB Access. Now you have to go over to your phone to allow the USB debugging connection. Go ahead and click Allow. You might be tempted to check this box. It's possible that, if you do, you could get fewer permission granting prompts. But the phone reboots repeatedly and is having the OS installed, so it might not help much. Now back on the browser, we need to click Select Device. Then we click Add Device and select our phone from the next pop-up. For this video, that's a Pixel 7. Click Connect. Now the web page should show you a whole bunch of stuff about builds. Back to public or factory reset the device to the latest public build is the one you'll care about. You probably have figured out that this is for engineers working on phones. That's why it's so easy. So click on Back to Public, and on the next screen you'll see warnings. Yes, we'll be wiping, locking, and force flashing the phone. No worries. Click on Install Build. You'll see a lot of warnings that are there to ensure you know your phone will be wiped, and also to keep your hands off the phone so the operating system reinstall can complete successfully. Click Confirm. A license confirmation pops up, which is Google making sure you adhere to Google's terms of service for the OS image. Click I accept. I get prompted once again to allow USB debugging. Then the installer does some work. Your phone will do things, but don't worry about that. This can take some time. It takes about 30 seconds, so I'm going to fast forward. Now I'm asked to reselect device. This is the same as the first time. Pick your phone from the pop-up. After reselecting your phone, you'll immediately be requested to unlock the bootloader. You have to click Start so that it can send a command to your phone. Now go to your phone and use the volume keys to cause the menu to show Unlock the bootloader, and then click the power button, just the same as before. Your phone will start doing things, and so will the browser. It'll download a binary blob, in this case over 3 gigabytes, before it does anything else. That took 45 seconds for me. Once it's downloaded, that blob gets decompressed and unpacked. The installer does a bunch of other things, moving bytes over the USB cable and onto various storage locations in your phone. So we wait. The web page will show you the progress while the phone does things and reboots 1 or more times. On my system, the whole process took about 3.5 minutes. Fast forwarding. Next, the web page will ask you to relock the bootloader. Click Start. Go to your phone and use the volume keys to toggle the message so that it shows Lock the bootloader. And then go to the power button and press it. Go back to the browser and click Done. The web page will then show you that everything is completed. You can unplug the USB cable and the device should boot up with standard Google Android. I've added a fast forward setup for the phone so you can see everything is ready to go. Okay, that's the whole thing. My goal here was to be informative and not just give a sequence of verbal and visual commands. If I've done it right, then some of the mystery of this process has been removed for you. I've also tried to share some understanding of the steps and the pop-ups that might be a little confusing, but the web installer is very smart. If you forgot something, it will remind you. In my experience, the hardest part is ensuring that your USB cable and the USB port on your laptop or desktop are all compatible. If you ever find that your phone isn't being recognized, move that cable to a different port and try again. And if something goes wrong for some reason, just start over. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.